cops try to figure out a murder case or something, or they're tracking a drug cartel, they put things on the wall. And so I did with the door of my room. Now here you see 10/3/21. Okay, so no attractive women are going to submit to me. They will reject the compensation, and this will overkill the fact that all income is evil after I die. They'll reject my war on poverty plan. Okay, next month on the 3rd, it will be, and I've been saying this before this, mind you, just since I made this note as a point of reference, it will be 6 months. Okay, 10/11, 1, 11/12, 2, 12/1, 3, 12/2, 4, 12/3, 5. Next month, April the 4th, the 4th month, 6 months. Okay, how did I know this? How did I know no attractive woman was going to date me, and so on and so forth? How did I know this? Okay, there's drug addicts and so on and so forth. I've been reaching out to people every day on the internet. How did I know this? Because I see the patterns. Because I know better than the people in charge. I know the type of, I'm in California, one of the most populated states, the most populated state, one of the most populated countries in the world. I'm being fumed right here big time. You see what I'm saying? I knew this. I'm not surprised. I predicted this. Here we have these numbers I've been crunching for a while. Back when I put it at 20.27 millionaires, because one site said that, when it jumped up to some point to 22 millionaires. 22 million millionaires in America. I knew this. I predicted this. Okay? I've been talking, remember when I used to talk about this all the time, the best years of life in my videos, some of you have been following my videos, 18 to 28. I've predicted this. I've been talking about these things for a long time. This Jeremiah 4 scripture, okay, he advances like the clouds. Jeremiah 4:13, his chariots come like a whirlwind. I've been saying this stuff for a long time. Back when I used to go on and on about virtue means man. Okay, when I used to go on and on about the pro words, profound, profit, profit, propound, right, which means to basically to argue something, to spread something, okay, produce, procreate, and so on and so forth. I predicted this. Part 1. Okay, there's only one true spirit, and that is God. Everything else is something else. Part 2. All other so-called spirits are false idols, energies, shadows, prevailing tendencies, the seat of character and emotions, dominating principles, and profane animating forces. Okay, they're not the true spirit of God, they're just those things. The essence of the main difference between me and others is the Spirit of God. 4, the body naturally decays, and social controllers fume and poison me and change my voice and edit my pics and videos to cover up what one can easily see in God's Spirit. That's why people sink so low and their offspring sink so low every moment of every day that they don't rally to me and obey. 5, the principles of obeying God through me before I die in their sum total form is the only way to heaven. If you don't know that, my God, you're an idiot. 6, to draw the Spirit of God in the divine order requires that one lives morally precise principles, walking in the way of focused moral intensity and righteousness with no ill-gotten gains, which allows for justice and to do God justice. Allows for justice and what? And to do God justice. And God, Psalm 50, for example, says God is a God of justice. 7, as long as I am in the flesh and say what is just, people must obey. 8, at this point, when they do not obey, they cause the essence/soul of their offspring, themselves and their ancestors, to be spiritually trampled, also being made mad with generational denial, being made stupid, mentally weak, and spiritually plundered. Okay, it also is in Jeremiah 50. Brain power, natural evolution, and generational justice, Nigerian moral, mental, spiritual, and romantic might, Nigerian civil war, tears of the sun, those things prove my point. Psalm 19 talks about the sun as the symbol of the bridegroom. So it's in popular culture where I'm right to some degree as well. 9, principle by itself is enough for the sane person to obey me. No belief in God is needed for them to obey me. So you can't say, oh, he's a fanatic, because these are just the principles of righteousness, not just what God demands. 10, the soul that is not in the divine moral order rots. Okay, so obviously, if you don't want to be a scoundrel, Okay, if you don't want to be a piece of shit, you don't cheat the most righteous person that ever lived, focus moral intensity, it is proven through martial arts sparring, has proved that I'm the true leader. So why would you cheat me? How would you how would you separate yourself from guilt when all the crimes in the world, with pay taxes and so on and so forth? How do you separate yourself from your guilt and your part in the system? Okay, you obey the most righteous person on the planet. It's the only way to. Obeying yourself is how you got in the situation in the first place. 11. As long as I am still bearing fruit or tortured for righteousness' sake, logically I am right to be alive. 12. Like geese when they migrate, the path of the morally precise and sane is where mankind is supposed to go. The Lord weighs the heart, spirit, and motives. 12. Sparring in the divine order is a way to amplify God's spirit, to experience it. Martial arts, striking, what's this say here? Demonstration with an emphasis on speed, and in the divine order is another way. Obviously, with tech breeding and all God games, you can't trust it. And go back to, you can't trust anyone else. You can only trust me. Judges 3. These are the nations of the Lord. These are the nations the Lord left to test all the Israelites who had not experienced any of the wars in Canaan. He did this only to teach warfare to the descendants of the Israelites. He did this only to teach warfare. So what did he want to do? He wanted to teach them warfare. Another reason I'm right. And there's all kinds of reasons. So obviously I'm right.